Right, two things to say. First, hello, I'm William Gallagher, and this is 58 Keys, which, as ever, as always, is for writers like you and me who use Macs and iPhones and iPads. Do subscribe, by the way. Second, AirTags. Just buy one. Get an AirTag, and you will never again lose. Oh, hang on. Right, there we go. If you have any iPhone running the new iOS 14.5 or later, you can find your keys like that. Or rather, you can find the AirTag that you've put on the keys, on or in. AirTags by themselves won't attach to anything. So I bought one of the 11 billion accessories that let me add one to my keyring. I have a second AirTag, actually, which I'm going to chuck in my suitcase the next time we can all go traveling. What you just saw, though, was me finding my AirTag using an iPhone with a U1 chip in it. If you have any iPhone 11 or iPhone 12 or whatever comes later, you've got this too. And you can do this thing that's called precision finding with AirTags. You open the app called Find My, you tap on the listing for your keys, and the app takes it from there. If you don't have one of these, if you have an older iPhone or an iPhone SE from 2020 that doesn't have a U1 chip, as long as you've got iOS 14.5, then it will still find the AirTag, but not so exactly. It won't get you down to the centimetre. Shouldn't say centimetre. Actually, it gets you to within a fraction of a foot. I can't find a way to make AirTags use metric, and I don't know why. There's also this. What AirTags do is remarkable, but it comes with a very specific limit. What happens is that if you lose your AirTag and it's somewhere nearby, the phone just finds it. Okay. If you lose it and it's a mile away, 10 miles away, in another country, on another continent, well, obviously it's out of range of your iPhone, but it's going to be in range of someone else's. There are 1 billion iPhones in active use out there in the world, and when any one of them passes by your lost AirTag, they connect. The AirTag tells that iPhone, hello, I'm here, and that iPhone relays the message to yours. Only you and, I suppose, the AirTag know about it. The person whose iPhone passed by never knows they have. Apple doesn't know it's happened. It really is. It's incredible. And there are already reports, for example, of AirTags being found because they were near iPhones by road. So the iPhones in the pockets of people driving by where they were made the connection, sent the message. It is remarkable. It's robust. But if you lose your AirTag in a place where there are few or no iPhones, it doesn't work. And I've actually got that here in central Birmingham in England. A house with thick walls, a long garden. Consistently, the Find My app has struggled to find my AirTag. The good news is that it's never not found it. Even if it struggles, it's going to be able to show you on a map where it last saw the AirTag. So that'll get you close, and then you can hopefully get your phone within range of it. As I say, it's never failed for me so far. It's just sometimes struggled. Previously on 58 Keys. When AirTags were announced, I was thinking a lot about them being used to track people. I was worried for domestic abuse victims, most obviously, but I was also excited as writers about story possibilities. Now they're here, and now Apple has said more. It is possible to track other people with an AirTag, but it's harder than I thought, which is obviously good, because unless you're a writer. Here's the thing. You pop one of your AirTags into the pocket or the bag or the car of someone you want to track. If they have an iPhone, their iPhone will spot that AirTag and it will alert them. Apple doesn't say quite when, though. And there is an issue, isn't it? If you're walking along the beach with your partner and both of you have AirTags, you don't want to be constantly warning, each iPhone warning about the other there. But it still happens that if someone else's AirTag, certainly outside your family group, is following you for some amount of time, your iPhone is going to tell you about it. If that person you're tracking doesn't have an iPhone, if they have an Android device, then it is true. There is no warning on the phone. Instead, remember, you're using your AirTag to track someone else. So it's yours, but it's with them, it's not with you. When you are apart from your AirTag for a certain distance of a certain amount of time, it'll start making a noise. And there are two things to note about this. One is that at present, that amount of time is 3 days. That's how far apart you can be. But Apple says they can and they may change that. So if you are the one doing the tracking, you don't know how long you've got until this noise starts. Second, that noise is startlingly loud for a device this small. Actually, I don't know if it's the decibels, but it's actually a kind of piercing, painful sound. It starts off nice enough, it's a little chirpy thing, but then it rapidly gets painful. It's going to be noticed. And when it's noticed, whether the person tracking it has an iPhone, Android device, either of them, when they've found your AirTag, they hold their phone next to it and they get certain information. Now, if you're not writing a story and you've just genuinely lost your keys or something somewhere, you can use this. You can use the Find My app to set the AirTag as being lost and add to the information that it will display on a phone. You can make it so that when the person who finds it moves their phone over it, they get a message from your written message saying, please give it back, and maybe a phone number they can reach you on, if you like. What you cannot control is that when they put their phone over it, the AirTag will give up its serial number. And Apple has committed to this. If law enforcement gives Apple an AirTag serial number, Apple will tell them who bought it. And so they should, really. You are thinking, though, you're right, you're thinking this through. A baddie could steal an AirTag first, or a goodie might be given an AirTag and they use it. Yeah. It's true that they could be given one, and so Apple's serial number would lead the police to the buyer, not the goodie. That's true. You could do something with that. It is also true that they could steal an AirTag, but they'd have to steal it before the real owner activated it. Because once you activate it, the AirTag is tied to your Apple ID and it cannot be untied without the owner's permission. So it cannot be taken and used to track for anyone else. And that Apple ID is also the barrier to the goodie using one they've been given. Yes, it's true they didn't buy the AirTag themselves, but it has to be tied to their Apple ID. So while there is some amount of time in which you could conceivably track somebody, if they don't have an iPhone, if you found somewhere noisy enough, like under the exhaust of their car on a motorway, I don't know, at some point that AirTag is going to be found, and when it is, you're done. No way out of it. Which, well, you know, you got to be really glad about having you for real life, but it does make our stories a bit harder. One last thing, because I was actually asked about this. No, you can't share an AirTag. One person, one AirTag, or as Apple would probably prefer, one person, very many AirTags. I can find mine through my iPhone's Find My app. I cannot find yours. The person who asked me, decent example, he and his wife share a lawnmower. Either of them might be the one to go out mowing the lawn today, which means either of them could be the one who needs to find the keys for it. So what he would like to do is have one AirTag on the lawnmower's keys and then let either of them have the ability to find it with their iPhones. Not going to happen. Even though Apple has all sorts of family sharing, and even though there are ways you can choose to share your location, or the location of your iPhone, with your family members or anyone you choose, really, there is nothing like that on AirTags. And I'm glad. I don't want them to be. I mean, I don't want to be able to pick up my iPhone and see where my wife is right now. I want to know she's okay. But also, I want to hear about her day when we get back home together. AirTags are not for changing privacy or impinging on privacy. They're for finding your keys. It took a week, actually, from when the pre-order started to when the pack of AirTags arrived. And I spent a lot of time that week trying to think of a joke about finding keys, and specifically 58. Yeah, I need a proper job. Listen, thanks for watching. I would like to reassure you that no jumpers were harmed in the filming of the crawling through the garden thing, although mine is currently in the wash and I need to go deal with that. Thank you very much for watching 58 Keys. Do subscribe if you're a writer who uses Macs and iPhones and iPads and now AirTags as well. And take care of yourself, okay? I'll see you soon.